the infamous Golden State Killer. Known as the Golden State Killer, Joseph James DeAngelo, a former police officer and former mechanic, allegedly completed at least 13 murders, 51 rapes, and 120 burglaries across California, leaving a trail of fear and devastation in his wake during the 1970s and 1980s. Born on November 8, 1945, Joseph had 2 older sisters and a younger brother. According to a relative, when he was young, he witnessed one of her sisters being sexually violated by 2 airmen, while his other sister said he was abused by their father while he was growing up. As a student, Joseph was involved in extracurricular activities, including playing on the school's junior varsity baseball team. Prosecutors, however, revealed that during his teenage years, he had been involved in burglaries and disturbing acts such as torturing and killing animals. In September 1964, Joseph enlisted in the United States Navy and served for a period of 22 months during the Vietnam War. His role during this time was as a damage control man, serving aboard the cruiser USS Canberra and later on the destroyer tender USS Piedmont. Between May 1973 and August 1976, Joseph worked as a burglary unit police officer in Exeter, having moved from Citrus Heights. He later served in Auburn from August 1976 to July 1979. However, his tenure came to an abrupt end when he was apprehended for shoplifting a hammer and dog repellent. Subsequently, he was sentenced to 6 months of probation and terminated from his position in October of the same year. During the termination process, he made threats against the chief of police and reportedly engaged in stalking behavior near the chief's residence. During the summer of 1976, a wave of burglaries and rapes struck the Eastern District of Sacramento County, instilling fear and dread in the community. The perpetrator would surreptitiously enter his victims' homes while they slept, typically by prying open windows or doors. In addition to committing burglaries, Joseph would pilfer items such as jewelry, identification, cash, and coins from the homes of his victims. The criminal activity extended beyond Sacramento County to the East Bay area of Northern California, eventually escalating into a series of sexual abuse and murders along the California coast. The modus operandi often involved targeting couples, immobilizing both victims, sexually assaulting the female, and then ultimately murdering them, as detailed by the Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI. Following a hiatus from July 1981 until May 1986, during which no crimes were attributed to the Golden State Killer, a tragic incident occurred. An 18-year-old victim was bound, sexually violated, and fatally bludgeoned in the face and head at her residence, marking the perpetrator's last known criminal act. The investigation into the case went cold for decades, leaving authorities grappling with the mystery. But in an attempt to increase awareness, crime writer Michelle McNamara coined the name Golden State Killer in early 2013. It wasn't until 2018 that Joseph's name surfaced for the first time in the investigation, as revealed by Sacramento District Attorney Anne-Marie Schubert. Joseph's apprehension marked a significant milestone in law enforcement history, as he became the first public arrest facilitated through genetic genealogy. This innovative technique involves utilizing the DNA of an unknown suspect left behind at a crime scene to identify them by tracing a family tree through voluntarily submitted DNA from family members and public genealogy databases. To pinpoint Joseph's identity, investigators meticulously narrowed down the family tree search, focusing on key factors such as age, location, and other distinguishing characteristics. Once they honed in on him, authorities conducted surveillance and retrieved his DNA from a discarded tissue found in the trash, ultimately leading to his capture. He was arrested in Sacramento County, April 2018. On June 29, 2020, the Golden State Killer entered guilty pleas to 13 counts of first-degree murder. As part of the plea agreement, he also confessed to numerous additional uncharged offenses, horrifyingly detailed by prosecutors. Although the death penalty was waived, on August 21, 2020, Joseph received a life sentence in prison without the possibility of parole. During the sentencing hearing, Joseph, previously seen in a wheelchair and obscured by a white face mask, rose from his seat, removed the mask, and addressed the court directly. He also expressed remorse to the victims and their families, stating, "I've listened to all your statements, each one of them, and I'm truly sorry to everyone I have hurt. Thank you, Your Honor." In November 2020, Joseph was relocated to North Kern State Prison. As of February 2021, he is held in protective custody at California State Prison, Corcoran. In a 2023 report, it was revealed by Sacramento County District Attorney Tien Ho, one of the lead prosecutors on the case, said Joseph's health is fine, and he has a job in prison but did not disclose the nature of which. Joseph is currently serving 26 life sentences without the possibility of parole at a California prison whose location remains undisclosed.
"For security reasons, I can't disclose that,"
Ho stated.
"He obviously is in a protected unit because of his status. Because you can imagine he would be, a target in prison because of the crimes that he has committed,"
he added. Even 3 years after the sentencing, Ho reflects on the case and the victims, emphasizing his conviction that Joseph is now where he rightfully belongs. Joseph DeAngelo's name will forever be synonymous with one of the most notorious crime sprees in American history. The terror he inflicted as the Golden State Killer reverberated across California for decades, leaving a trail of trauma, anguish, and unspeakable loss in its wake. From the haunting burglaries and rapes that plagued neighborhoods to the brutal murders that shattered lives, Joseph's crime struck fear into the hearts of countless individuals and communities. For years, law enforcement agencies and communities grappled with the elusive nature of the Golden State Killer, struggling to piece together the puzzle of his identity and put an end to his reign of terror. Despite their tireless efforts, Joseph managed to evade capture, leaving investigators and the public alike frustrated and fearful. However, in a stunning turn of events, the tide shifted in 2018 when Joseph was finally unmasked and apprehended. His arrest marked a watershed moment in the pursuit of justice, bringing a sense of relief and closure to the survivors and the families of the victims who had long awaited answers and accountability. His trial and subsequent sentencing offered a glimpse into the depth of his depravity and the devastating impact of his actions. As he was confronted with the enormity of his crimes, the survivors and the families of the victims had the opportunity to share their stories, reclaim their voices, and seek a semblance of justice for the pain and suffering they endured. Now serving multiple life sentences without the possibility of parole, Joseph resides behind bars, his name forever etched in infamy. Though the scars of his crimes may never fully heal, the resolution of this chapter brings a measure of closure to those affected by his actions. It serves as a testament to the resilience of survivors, the dedication of law enforcement, and the unwavering pursuit of justice in the face of unspeakable evil. As the years pass and the story of the Golden State Killer fades into history, the survivors and the families of the victims continue to draw strength from their resilience and their ability to endure in the face of unimaginable tragedy. Their courage and determination serve as a powerful reminder that, even in the darkest of times, there is hope, healing, and the promise of a brighter tomorrow.
And with that, we have come to the end of our video. Please subscribe, like and click that notification bell to be notified of our future episodes. This is Ben saying, see you next time.